Alright, part two. So here's what we're going to do now. I'm going to go ahead and prepare the tracks for mixing. This is, to me, still part of the production process. What we're doing now is we're basically recording the tracks. We're going to record them to a tape machine, and then we're going to print them, and then we're going to put this into our mix session. And then we'll export the tracks, and we'll put it into mix session. So this is not really mixing, but it kind of is. It's pre-mixing is the way I see it. Let's random the channels, so I don't have to pick them one by one. Just pick random channels and let's go. In case anybody wanted to know what I'm doing with the tape machine, because I didn't really talk about this before, I set it to 2-inch 16-track tape. So that's your tracking tape. They also have 1/2-inch 2-track tape. That's your master tape. Master tape will be during the mixing process. This is tracking tape. So right now we're tracking. Tracking is recording. We're recording to a multi-track tape. So in this case, right now I got 2 tracks in, so we're just going to continue going. All right. Oh, and by the way, too, I'm not trying to make it too hot. I mean, I could, but I'm trying to pretend as if I'm going to the actual tape. On actual tape, I'd probably want it loud, but not going into the red too much. If it goes a little red a little bit, it's fine because it doesn't really, it has pleasant sounding distortion, but otherwise, we always aimed for clean back in the day. So I'm just keeping that tradition going here. Trying to make it clean. You are still getting tape saturation, but we're just trying to be clean about it because that's how they did it. Okay. Isn't that lovely? Doesn't that sound great? Well, I'm ready to print these, and let's get to our next video where we go to mixing. Yes, that's the fun part. Well, this was kind of fun too, but this, like I said before, this is like your production stage still, and then recording into the tape machine to send it off to the mixer. So in this process, back in the day, probably the producer would have probably made the beat somewhere and then brought his equipment to the studio. So basically, this is, we brought it to the studio, and then the recording engineer has recorded it to tape. But you're the recording engineer. You know how to use your own console and tape machine. For those who are just now tuning into this and who don't know what these plugins are, this is the Lindell 80 series. When you get the Lindell 80 series, it comes with the Lindell 80 channel and the Lindell bus plugin. Lindell, that's Lindell 50, sorry, right there. Lindell 80 bus. The Lindell 80 bus and channel, the bus will go in your buses, which would be the master bus and any of your effects buses. And then this would be your channel for your channels. And since we're tracking it out, I'm not using the bus part because we're tracking it out. So that's that. And then we're tracking into a tape machine. So I had to put tape on every channel because the master channel is going to be thrown out. The current channel, these two on the far left here, are usually rendered with the tracks, and they're just a stereo file of what's already been playing through. You just throw those in the garbage. So we're keeping basically what's here. Now this plugin, by the way, is emulating a Neve 8028, but on steroids, because the Neve 8028 did not have a compressor. But you're not using the compressor, you're turning it off because for that reason. And there's a gate on it too. I turned that off too. And don't touch the nuke button, that starts World War III. No, I'm just kidding. It just compresses the shit out of your sound. Don't touch the nuke button. If you have the Lindell 80 series, we all have a nuclear button that we can press. And it's a decent size. You could... Oh no, it's on. No, I'm just kidding. So anyway, so there's that. So it's ready for tracking, or for recording. So if you want to know, like, exporting the track, if you don't know how to do this, guys who use FL Studio and stuff, we go into your desktop and right click, new folder. I'm going to call this one Boom Bap Heaven 3, of course. Oops, I hit the thingy over here. Then just save your track in here. Make sure Split Mixer Tracks is on. Wave. I prefer 32-bit float. The reason why you want floating point audio is so that you don't have clipping. Just in case any of these tracks did clip into the red, you have unlimited headroom, so don't worry about it. But still, good practice, keep it out of the red anyway. Quality resampling, 64-point sync is good enough. That's definitely very high quality. And then all these, so these are the settings for exporting. Split Mixer Tracks, make sure that's on, and then just hit start. Okay, well, I mean, I guess I can talk to you guys a little bit while it's rendering. So, the signal flow is the audio flowing into the Lindell 80 series, which is your Neve. It's your Neve console. Then into your tape machine, which is set to, if you're using Slate virtual tape machines, it's 2-inch 16-track tape, because that is the tracking tape. I want to say a lot of people are using Waves J37. J37 is tracking tape, so you don't have to worry about it. Just use the J37 and whatever formula you want. That's supposed to be tracking tape, so just use that. And then when you're mixing, don't use the J37 because that's your tracking tape. Use master tape, because master tape is a thinner tape. It's like a 1/2-inch tape. And with the Slate virtual tape machines, you have two tape machines. You have a tracking tape machine and you have a master tape machine as well. Master tape machine is going to be 1/2-inch tape, different kind of, and it's going to be using a different formula. So that's why I said if you're using J37, use that for your tracking. Boom, on every channel on the session, pass the Lindell 80 series, and then use the Kramer master tape during mixing on your master bus, which I'll show in the next video. Of course, here I use a Slate virtual tape machine. I've A/B'd it with a real tape machine. It's dead onto a real tape machine, so that's why I use it. So I'm sure Kramer master tape sounds like the tape machine they're emulating, but I couldn't get access to one so I couldn't do that. The Slate virtual tape machine is dead on to a Studer master tape machine, so that's why I was like, oh, it sounds great. It sounds exactly like the Studer I've used. So that's why I like to use it. So, but for you, Waves people, J37, and then Kramer master tape when you're doing your on your mix. And then that master tape would then go to a mastering engineer to master it. So there you go. So let's go. We keep talking about. Let's go. Let's start mixing. All right, part 3 coming now.